A lot of people hear the terms 403B and 457 and assume they're basically the same thing. They're both retirement accounts, they're both offered through employers, and they both involve payroll deductions. But they actually work very differently in a few important ways. This video isn't about which one is better or what you should choose. It's about clearly explaining how 457 plans and 403B plans work and how they're different and why those differences matter in planning conversations. So what is a 403B? A 403B is an employer-sponsored retirement account commonly offered to teachers, school employees, and nonprofit workers. Contributions typically come directly from your paycheck and can be made on a pre-tax or a Roth basis depending on your plan. The account is designed specifically for retirement, and withdrawals are generally intended for later in life. We covered this in much more detail in a previous video, but it's helpful to keep that structure in mind as a reference point. What is a 457? A 457 plan is also an employer-sponsored retirement account, but it's typically offered to government and public sector employees. Like a 403B, contributions are usually made through payroll deductions. Where the 457 starts to differ is in how access, timing, and rules are structured. While both accounts are used for long-term savings, they're built with different flexibility and planning considerations in mind. So what are the key structural differences? One of the most important differences between a 457 and a 403B plan is how they're treated when someone leaves an employer. A 403B is generally viewed as a traditional retirement account, with rules designed around retirement age and long-term use. A 457 plan, on the other hand, often allows access to funds once employment ends, regardless of age. That doesn't mean one is better than the other, it just means they were designed with different use cases in mind. Another difference is how these accounts interact with contribution limits. In many cases, a 403B and a 457 have separate contribution limits. That means someone with access to both may be able to contribute to each independently. This is often surprising to people because the accounts sound similar, but they're treated separately under the rules. Understanding that distinction is important when people are looking at overall savings and cash flow. The confusion around 403Bs and 457s usually comes from how similar they sound on the surface. They both involve payroll deductions, they both are tied to employers, and they're often introduced quickly during onboarding without much explanation. Because of that, people may contribute to one, both, or neither, without really understanding how they differ or how they fit together. From a planning perspective, these accounts are rarely evaluated in isolation. They interact with pensions, Social Security, household income, and other savings. The flexibility of a 457 versus the structure of a 403B can play different roles depending on how someone's career path and long-term goals are. That's why understanding the differences matter. Not to make a quick decision, but to see how these pieces fit together. Once you understand how 457 and 403B plans work, the next step for most people is clarity. Not just knowing the definitions, but understanding how their specific plans function and interact with the rest of their financial picture. That's what a clarity call is designed for. A pressure-free conversation focused on understanding, not selling. If you'd like help understanding how your 403B fits into your broader financial plan, you can schedule a complimentary clarity call using the link in our bio. And if you want more videos like this to help educate you on a financial topic, give our channel a follow. The goal is education first, planning second, and decisions last. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.